big move higher. Are you saying you'd fade this?
I absolutely would fade it. I think that the market right now is just coming off of, very strong weakness over the past week. We see a little bit of a relief rally this morning, but I wouldn't extrapolate that this is, going to last a very long time. I still think that there's significant challenges ahead as we turn the corner into early next year that the market hasn't digested yet. Earnings estimates are too high, margins expectations are too high, and I don't think that equities are still, singing the same from the same hymn book that we see in the fixed income markets. You saw a very negative reaction last week on the CPI print and sort of follow on into Friday. And I think what you're seeing is that the market is still fearful of higher inflation and still believes that higher inflation is going to lead to or accelerate a recession. And I think that that's the challenge that the market's still facing that we we'll see unfold over the next couple of months. So I still think that there's about 10% downside from current levels to S&P 500.
Erin, in the near term, is there some upside at all? In the very near term, because Mike Wilson of Morgan Stanley shares your view, ultimately, that there's more downside here, and maybe we could get down to 3,400. But he wrote this morning. He said the 200-week moving average is a serious floor of support until companies fully confess or a recession officially arrives, both of which could take several more months and lead to a technical rally in the short term. Erin, you've given me your fundamental thesis. What about your more technical, tactical thesis about the short term? The scope for an upside move here?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's scope for upside move. A lot of people are pointing to that 200-day moving average. On top of that, earnings expectations for this quarter are quite muted. There's only, sort of low single-digit earnings expectations. While earnings have been coming in slightly weaker than expected, the bar isn't that high. And so, going into what typically is a very strong seasonal quarter, which is the fourth quarter, and into, a fairly muted earnings season, there's certainly potential for upside, but it's hard to time that, and I would be fading or selling into any of that upside move that you see in the market on what I think is largely a technicality.